to bring a revolution wearing silk gloves. This famous quote of mine was my way of saying that you cannot bring change without getting your hands dirty. I ruled over the Soviet Union with an iron fist that spurred forth an age of death and industry for the Union. But before any of that was possible, a revolution took place, led by Vladimir Lenin.
Now we have cast down the shackles of Tsardom, and it is time to bring Mother Russia into an age of communism and industry.
Due to the experimental nature of Lenin's reign, the economy faltered and famine was spread, although education thrived. But upon his death, I feuded with Leon Trotsky for control of the government.
Under your rule, Russia will become nothing but a land of bureaucracy that does nothing to aid the spread of communism to other nations.
Under my rule, this nation will be able to proceed and become one of the most powerful lands in the world. And it does not matter what you believe, because I have most of the government on my side.
You may have support from the government, but I am the one with the superior way of thinking. I am the one who knows what is best for the Soviet Union.
Ideas, no matter, have to be, my friend. It is actions that are of the essence. And it is actions that I have taken to see to it that you are exiled from this land. Now, the country was mine to rule as I saw fit with Leon out of the way. And I had to spur forth industry so that our economy could thrive.
Sir, our production rates have been soaring ever since you took power, but unfortunately many lives are being lost at the same time.
Sacrifices must be made, comrade. It is all for the glory of the Union. But now that we have risen in our economy, we must increase our military strength. We cannot make the mistakes that the Tsars did. I want enough rifles to supply our entire army tenfold. And I want tanks that will crush any who dare to stand before them. And I want these men trained so that when the time comes, they're ready to move in a moment's notice. I want the world to fear the military might commanded by Stalin. Soon, war would come, and I needed to choose a side. So I picked the Axis powers for their promises of lands once our conquest had been completed. And time for war approaches, so we must be ready for anything. We must not have any fear, especially not that of death. For in the Soviet army, more courage should be needed to retreat than it should to advance. Then a treachery struck as the Germans betrayed us and marched against Russia. And I knew I could not let their fierce actions go unpunished.
So, we have successfully expelled the German forces.
Very good. But we shall not let this slide. No, no. We must unleash a terrible force upon the Germans. A force for which they shall never recover. A force that shall make the whole world fear Stalin.
As you command, we shall rain down hell upon them like they have never seen before, and those who survive shall be given a fate worse than death itself.
Make it so. Our fight against the Germans was incredibly successful, and they took a bludgeoning from which they never saw an end. But now that I had completed the war, I had a country to run, a country to expand.
Sir, now that we have defeated the Germans, what shall the next move of the Union be?
Now that we have demonstrated what we can do, we must secure our grasp upon the world. Our intelligence networks must span the globe, so that nothing happens without Stalin knowing about it.
Yes, sir. I shall place spies in every major city in this that we can find all those who oppose the Union.
This intelligence network, in years to come, would eventually be known as the KGB, and would be one of the most feared spy networks in all the land. And it helped us place men in all parts of the world. And it also helped us silence Comrade Trotsky. But my actions were not viewed kindly by some of my peers, which was what led them to bring disgrace to me upon my death.
We have cast down the era of Comrade Stalin. This man that you also blindly followed was a ruthless tyrant and a merciless killer. He slaughtered tens of millions of Soviets, sending them to an early grave, just so that he could fill the government with the people who supported him. We shall not remember Comrade Stalin's reign as one of glory and progress, but instead as one of death and agony.
Even with Nikita's words against me, my reign had a lasting effect, and a good number of my supporters still lived under my name. But my age was not just one of death and cruelty, but it also helped industrialize our nation and get it recognized as a world power, matched by none other. And all the while, I proved that in order to bring change, you must sacrifice the lives of others.